Now in this lecture we talk about the structure of the great poem The Night in the Panther's Skin. Actually, The Night in the Panther's Skin, the great poem The Night in the Panther's Skin, consists of 1669 stanzas in total. And each stanza is constructed according to a particular poetic form that is called shairi. In shairi poetic form, each stanza consists of 4 rhyming lines, and each line consists of 16 syllables. Each line is also broken into 4 segments. So here we have 2 types of shairi. We have the Marali shairi, I shairi, and we have the low shairi, that is the Bali shairi. In the first type of shairi, Marali shairi, I shairi, each line consists of 16 syllables, and each line is broken into 4 segments. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a comma after the second segment. Each segment consists of 4 syllables. So the structure of the 16 syllables in each line in Marali shairi, I shairi is as follows: 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 with a comma after the second segment, and the rhyming will be on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. That is the first type of shairi, that is Marali shairi, I shairi. The second type of shairi is low shairi, the Bali shairi. In low shairi, each line consists of 16 syllables. Each line is also broken into 4 segments. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly like I shairi. But here, in the Bali shairi, no shairi, the first segment consists of 5 syllables. The second segment consists of 3 syllables. We have a comma after the second segment. The first segment consists of 5 syllables, and finally the fourth segment consists of 3 syllables. So you can say that the structure of the 16 syllables in the low shairi is as follows: 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 with a comma after the second segment, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. Whereas in the I shairi, Marali shairi, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 with a comma after the second segment, and the rhyming will be on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. Actually, the I shairi or Marali shairi is always in the fast pace, whereas the low shairi, the Bali shairi, is always in the slow pace. What is the meaning of fast pace or slow pace? It means that the pace of the plot is either fast or slow. The pace of the plot, that is to say, the pace of the stanza is either fast or slow pace. Actually, in the Marali shairi, the pace of the plot is fast, the pace of the stanza is fast. We have 2 cases of fast pace. The first case of fast pace is as follows: if the poet describes things or events that happened during a long period of time, then the pace of the plot or the pace of the stanza is fast, and then the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 with a comma after the second segment, and the rhyming will be on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. This is the first case of fast pace. The second case of fast pace is if the stanza consists of an aphorism, then the pace of the plot, the pace of the stanza, in most cases will be fast pace. What is an aphorism? An aphorism is a succinct saying that expresses a general truth, a principle, or an insightful diagnosis that is said or written in a laconic and catchy manner. So if the stanza consists of aphorism, if the stanza consists of an aphorism, then in most cases it will be in the fast pace. That is to say, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, with a comma after the second segment, and the rhyming will be on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. So you can summarize and say that in Marali shairi, I shairi, the pace of the plot is also fast pace, is always fast pace. We have 2 cases of fast pace. If the poet describes things or events that happen during a long period of time, then the pace of the plot is fast. The second case of fast pace is as follows: if the stanza consists of an aphorism, then in most cases pace of the plot, the pace of the stanza will be fast. And in the second type of shairi, this is low shairi, double shairi, the pace of the plot will be always slow pace. So we have three cases of slow pace. The first case of slow pace is that the pace of the plot or the pace of the stanza is slow. We have three cases of slow pace. The first case of slow pace is if the poet describes feelings in the stanza, the pace of the plot, the pace of the stanza is slow. The second case of slow pace is as follows. If we have an image or metaphor inside the stanza, then the pace of the plot is also slow. And the third case of slow pace is as follows. If the poet quotes himself, or if he quotes other characters of the poem, then the pace of the plot will be also slow pace. The pace of the stanza will be slow. So we can summarize and say that we have in the Bali Shari, low Shari, it is always in the slow pace, and we have three cases of slow pace. If the poet describes feelings, or if you have an image or metaphor in the stanza, the first case is if the poet quotes himself or other characters of the great poem, then in those three cases, the pace of the plot will be slow pace. And then the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, with a comma after the second segment, and the rhyming will be on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. Whereas in the Aishari, the pace of the plot is also always fast pace, and we have two cases of fast pace. The first case of fast pace is if the poet describes events or things that happen during a long period of time, then the pace of the plot will be fast. The second case of fast pace is if the stanza consists of an aphorism, then the pace of the plot is always, most time is fast pace. Okay, so the great poem, the Night in the Panther'S skin, has another characteristic. The other characteristic is as follows. The poet repeats at least on the last 3 letters of the last word in each line. Repeat again. The poet repeats at least on the last 3 letters of the last word in each line. So it is at least on the last 3 letters. It means it can repeat on them and more than 3 letters. For example, in stanza number 2, the repetition is on the last 6 letters of the last word in each line. This is stanza number 2. The poet repeats on the 6 letters, or the poet repeats on the 6 letters of the words in the green color. And the letters are as follows: T-A-N-E-S-N-A, 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 T-A-N-E-S-N-A. So you can summarize and say that the poet has another characteristic, that is to say, the poet repeats at least on the last 3 letters of the last word in each line. In stanza number 2, the repetition is on the last 6 letters of the last word in each line. The letters are as follows: T-A-N-E-S-N-A. Okay, so the next step, I'll summarize the lecture. Actually, the great poem, The Night in the Panther'S skin, consists of 1669 stanzas, and each stanza is built according to a particular, each stanza is constructed according to a particular poetic form that is called shairi. In shairi form, each stanza consists of 4 rhyming lines, and each line consists of 16 syllables. Each line is broken into 4 segments. Here we have 2 types of shairi. We have the Maghali Shari, I Shari. The second type of Shari is Low Shari, Dabari Shari. In Maghali Shari, I Shari, each line consists of 16 syllables, and each line is broken into 4 segments. 1, 2, 3, 4, with a comma after the second segment. So and each segment consists of 4 syllables. So the structure of the 16 syllables in each line in Magali Shari, I Shari is as follows: 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. If I come out the second segment, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. Whereas in the second type of Shari, that is Lo Shari, the Magali Shari, each line also consists of 16 syllables. Each line is also broken into 4 segments: 1, 2, 3, 4. If you come out the second segment, but here the Bali Shari, Lo Shari, the first segment consists of 5 syllables. The second segment consists of 3 syllables. If you come out the second segment, the first segment consists of 5 syllables, and finally the fourth segment consists of 3 syllables. So in the Lo Shari, the Bali Shari, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. If you come out the second segment, and the rhyming is on the last 3 syllables of the last word in each line. Whereas in the I Shari, the Magali Shari, the structure of the 16 syllables in each line is 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and the rhyming is on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. We have a comma of the second segment. Actually, in the first type of Shari, that is Magali Shari, I Shari, the pace of the plot is always fast paced. That is to say, the pace of the stanza or the pace of the plot is fast. Whereas in the other type of Shari, that is the Bali Shari, Lo Shari, the pace of the plot will be always slow pace. That is to say, the pace of the stanza is slow. So we have in Magali Shari, it is always in fast pace, and we have 2 cases of fast pace. The first case of fast pace is as follows: if the poet describes things that happen during a long period of time, then the pace of the plot or the pace of the stanza is fast, and then the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. If we come out the second segment, and the rhyming will be on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. The second case of fast pace is as follows: if the stanza consists of an aphorism, then the pace of the plot will be most cases, the pace of the plot will be fast paced. So, what is an aphorism? An aphorism is a succinct saying that expresses a general truth, a principle, or an insightful diagnosis that is said or written in a laconic and catchy manner. So if the stanza consists of an aphorism, then in most cases the structure, the pace of the plot will be fast paced. But we have also exceptions. That is to say, we have stanzas with an aphorism, stanza that consists of aphorism, but the pace of the plot is slow. But in most cases, it will be fast paced. So we can summarize and say that the Magali Shari, I Shari, the first type of Shari is Magali Shari, is always in the fast pace. And you have 2 cases of fast pace. The first case of fast pace is as follows: if the poet describes things or events that happen during a long period of time, then the pace of the plot is fast, and therefore the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. The rhyming will be on the last 2 syllables of the last word in each line. We have a comma of the second segment. And as I already mentioned before, in the Lo Shari, that is the Bali Shari, the pace of the plot is always slow pace. And again, the second type of Shari, that is Lo Shari, the pace of the plot is always slow pace, or the pace of the stanza is always slow pace. We have 3 cases of slow pace. The first case of slow pace is as follows: if the poet describes feeling in the stanza, then the pace of the plot is slow. And again, if the poet describes feelings in the stanza, then the pace of the plot is slow. The second type of slow pace is as follows: if the second case of slow pace is as follows: if the poet, if we have in the stanza a metaphor or image, then the pace of the plot will be also slow pace. The pace of the stanza will be slow. And the first case of slow pace is as follows: if the poet quotes itself, or if he quotes other characters of the great poem, then the plot of the the pace of the plot or the pace of the stanza will be slow pace. So someone can say that in the second type of shari, that is low shari, double shari, the pace of the plot or the pace of the stanza is always slow, and we have three cases of slow pace. The first case of slow pace is as follows. If if the poet describes feelings in the stanza, then the pace of the plot is slow. The second case of slow pace is as follows. If the stanza consists of image or metaphor, then the pace of the plot will be also slow pace. And the second case of slow pace is as follows. If the poet quotes himself or if he quotes other characters of the great poem, then the pace of the plot will be slow pace. The pace of the stanza will be slow. A bit again, in I shari, that is Marali shari, the pace of the plot is always fast, and we have two cases of fast pace. The first case of fast pace is as follows. If the poet describes things or events that happen during a long period of time, then the pace of the plot is fast. The second case of fast pace is if the stanza consists of an aphorism, then the pace of the plot, the pace of the stanza, in most cases, will be fast pace. And what is an aphorism? An aphorism is a succinct saying that expresses a general truth, a principle, or an insightful diagnosis that is said or written in a laconic and catchy manner. So if the stanza consists of an aphorism, in most cases it will be in the fast pace. The structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. If a comma after the second segment, the harmony will be on the last two syllables of the last word in each line. Whereas in the slow pace, the pace of the plot is always slow, or the pace of the stanza is always slow, and actually in the body shari, the pace of the plot is always slow. And then the structure of the 16 syllables in each line will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. If we come out the second segment, the harmony will be on the last three syllables of the last word in each line. We have another characteristic of the red poem. The other characteristic of the red poem is as follows. The poet repeats at least of the last three letters of the last word in each line. And again, the poet repeats at least of the last three letters of the last word in each line. So it is actually at least of the last three letters. It means that it can repeat on more than three letters. For example, this is stanza number 2. In stanza number 2, the repetition is on the last 6 letters of the last word in each line. The letters are in the green color. And the letters are as follows. T-A-N-E-S-N-A, 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 T-A-N-E-S-N-A. So you can summarize and say that we have another characteristic of the red poem. That is to say, the poet repeats at least of the last three letters of the last word in each line. This is stanza number 2. Stanza number 2 is repeats on the last 6 letters of the last word in each line. The letters are as follows. T-A-N-E-S-N-A. Okay. Thank you very much.